NRS Section 616D regulates workers' compensation fraud here in the state of Nevada. And workers' compensation fraud can encompass a wide array of activity, including claimants who can be prosecuted for providing false information in relation to a claim for workers' compensation. That could include false information about whether or not an injury occurred during the scope or outside the scope of your employment. It could include exaggerating a claim, exaggerating an injury. It could include continuing to receive workers' compensation benefits when, in truth and fact, you've obtained employment elsewhere. It could also include staging a fake accident in order to make yourself eligible for workers' compensation benefits. Employers can also be prosecuted for workers' compensation fraud when they either deduct money from an employee's salary that's designated to go to workers' comp and they don't pay it, or they fail to deduct money when they're required by law to do so. Additionally, employers can be prosecuted for failure to provide required documentation to workers' compensation authorities when requested to do so. Workers' compensation fraud here in the state of Nevada can be prosecuted as a misdemeanor with a penalty of up to 6 months in jail, or as a felony with up to 5 years in state prison. The key to a successful defense in a workers' compensation fraud case is early intervention. We want to get in there right away, because what law enforcement agents are going to want to do is they're going to want you to sit down and talk with them. They're going to try to get you to incriminate yourself, and they're going to try to build a case so they can make your life as difficult as possible. That's why it's really important that you get lawyers involved so that we can step in. We want to negotiate with the authorities. If we can come up with an amount of restitution, often we can settle with the prosecutorial agency without the filing of charges or with a dismissal of charges if they have already been filed.